I am Nimmy Melvin here from Nimmy's Art, and today we're going to do this beautiful sunflower painting in acrylic. So let's start. So now we can start sketching. So we can make a circle in the center. Then another circle outside very lightly. And in this one we're going to add petals. And then you can add few petals between this gaps. So you don't need to add each and every between this petals. So just add few more petals. That's all. Yeah, this is enough. And then you can add a stem, straight line, and then I'm adding some leaves too. So one line is enough for the straight line. Then I'm adding one more flower here. So that is just behind this one. So one circle, another circle here. Then few more petals. So between this one you can add more petals. You can add leaves. So just simple shapes are enough, and then when you start painting you can add details. A small bud. After finishing the drawing, you can erase the lines, that outer line. And then we can start painting. First, you can do a background color. So I'm taking a blue. Any blue color with white. So you can mix blue, any blue plus white, make it really light, and this color is for the background, and add some water also. So it's okay if it is going inside the petals. So make it really light so you can still see that lines. Add more water so you get very nice thin layer of color. Then you can paint on the sides of this line, so all that pencil lines will go. So the use of base layer is to cover all the white canvas space Then you can work on the main subject later. So you have to add more white and make it really light, and add some water to get thin layer of paint. Kind of very rough, we can just do one more layer later. This is just for the base layer. So we finished very quickly that base layer, and then we can start working on the flower. So for the painting for flower, I'm just taking yellow color first. Yellow, a medium yellow with some white and also orange. So we need some orange also. So these three colors we're going to use for the petals. Use a medium round brush for that. So first I'm just starting with yellow color. So this should be really nice. It's already dry, so you can start doing it. So add some orange and yellow and make a darker yellow. So we need three tones. Dark yellow, that is with orange, and then yellow, and then plus we need a highlight with white too. So we already got dark, medium, and then light. So light, for the light yellow I added some white into the yellow color. So this brush is for the dark sides. So I'm taking this dark yellow, that is kind of orange, make it a little bit more lighter. Yeah, this is perfect. Then I'm doing this dark yellow on the sides of each petal, one side of each petal. Here I'm not adding water, it's getting a little bit thicker paint. It's really thick paint, and this is for each of this line. And then after doing this one, we can start with a medium tone, that is yellow color. So wash your brush and wipe with paper towel, and then you can take the next color, that is yellow color, medium yellow. It's for each of this petal. So I'm going to cover this entire petal with this color, and then we will do the highlight on top of it. So we're taking actually thick paint, you can see thick paint without water. And then we can take that lighter tone, that is with the white and yellow color. Then we are doing few highlights on the petals. 1 or 2 lines. I'm just doing only 2 lines. So maybe 1 line. Now when you finish with this one, we can take brown color. Take burnt sienna, and just for the center of the flower. So we have two variations of the brown. So one is very dark in the center and then lighter in the middle, and then again dark in the sides. So we can put the dark first, and then we can add some yellow into the brown to make a lighter tone of brown. And this color is for this middle area. And we can take some brown and then do the sides of this one to make it more realistic, like dots and lines on the sides. And also inside you can just add more dots. And at the last you can take the tip of the brush and then you can do few dots of yellow around this one, just to show the pollens. And you can repeat the same thing for each of this flower, next flower. And then I will also show you how to do the stem and leaf. Take a sap green or hooker's green for the petal, the leaves. So you can just use one color first. And also for the stem you can do an outline with this line. So when you do the paint, you can add more details on the sides like this. And this color you can add some highlights on the leaves, sides of the leaves, one side. We can also make some dark tone with brown and green color. Just mix brown color and green color, you will get a very dark green, and you can use this line for doing the lines for the details in the flower. So take a smaller brush for that. So don't take big brush, take a smaller brush for doing this lines. You can repeat the same thing for this one. So first I'm taking medium color, medium orange, and then you can add that yellow color. Then finally we have to do burnt sienna, that brown color. Darker in the center and then lighter in the middle. Then you can add some dots on the sides of this one. And finally you can do the background. If you want some finishing, you can do the background one more time with the same blue color, blue and white. You can add some clouds. Now I'm going to add more details like dark and lighter values, and also we're going to finish few things in the background too. So first I'm just adding some dark shades on the petals. So I'm just taking some yellow plus a little bit orange and I'm mixing together to make lighter orange with a small thin brush. And this is for doing some details in the petal first. So we already did one dark value, but I'm just going to add more layers to make it neat. So I'm just adding more details here too, more darker and lighter values. So in acrylic we can do many layers to make each and every details perfect. So when you add more layers, it will become more brighter and more rich in color. And this time I'm going to correct few lines, the outside the lines. So I'm taking the yellow color. So this is for doing that sides of the petal. If we want some corrections, you can do. So if we add some pointy tips for the petal, it will look better. To get the flow of the thin lines, it's better to add more water, and then you can make thin lines. And I'm making one more layer for the light highlight. So I'm just adding some white into this yellow color. I'm just doing the same thing again to make it better. Some highlights for the petal with white and yellow color. So I'm just adding some white and yellow to get some lighter tones. So this will create a very nice effect. So I'm just adding that lines to the sides of the petal. So we already did it, so you can do any in many layers and add more layers. So this looks a little empty, so I'm going to add one more petal into this side. That's better. And then some highlights too. And here we need more petals, so I'm just adding more petal on this side, one petal here. And finally I'm going to add few highlights to the leaves with some light green and yellow color. So I'm making very light tone with yellow and green color. This is for doing some highlights on the sides of the petal. those who need more details. So I'm just adding one more leaf here. And 4 more lines into the inside. So just adding more lines, lighter lines and darker lines. So more dark green and more lines. So some areas has to be really dark. And this one needs more color. So when you add more color, so you're getting more opaque and dark layers. And finally I'm going to add more dark lines, that is brown plus green color, this color, for some thin lines. And if you I feel like it needs more darker tones, so what I'm going to do, I'm just making very dark brown color. You can make a dark brown color by mixing black and brown, or you can mix some brown and blue color, dark blue, navy blue or tallow blue or Prussian blue. Darker blue plus brown, you will get very dark brown color. So that looks really dark now. And I'm going to add few dots and details into this dark area, so that will actually give a very dark value and it will look better. I'm just doing like dots. And also on the sides, but not too many on the sides. Especially on the shadow area, so just few here and only 1 or 2 on this side. So I'm doing the same thing on this side too. So I'm making the center darker by adding more brown dots. And also few dots on the sides of this one. So that the dark value, medium value and light value is there, and I think it needs more highlight in somewhere, so I'm going to add few clouds with white color, so that will brighten up the whole scene. So for that I'm just taking the cobalt blue, it's already there, that same blue color, and some white. So I'm just making very light blue color. You can see I'm going to do this, some of this clouds and some white dots. In some of the area I'm going to make a slightly medium blue color. So actually I'm adding more colors into the sky. We finished our painting. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.